I like that word, outlier. I learned it in statistics class. Be careful with that word, statistics. I don't know why that's a hard word for me to say, but I had to take that in college. I think everybody has to. And I learned that word, outlier. It's like a piece of data that is too high or too low. Like, not only too high, too low, but like they're the only ones that is too high and too low. Like it's like statisticians pick the data within a certain parameter, and if it's too high, they throw it away. If it's too low, they throw it away. That's how it was explained to me, and that was so interesting to me. Like, so you just throw data away that is, outlandish, basically, either plus or minus. And I found that intriguing. I really did. And I still do. So I call myself the outlier. Because obviously, people don't believe the way I believe. I don't know why. If I could change the hearts and minds of people, I would. But I don't know how. I wasn't given that mission. I want to do that mission. I want to accomplish that mission. Oh, I need some more turkey. Take this turkey out while I'm thinking about it. Oh, look, turkey. Anywho, yeah. I need to put that on some paper. What was I talking about? After that. Oh, I said I want that mission, but I wasn't given that mission. And I wasn't given instructions on how to complete that mission. But that is an interesting mission, and I think it's a worthy goal. That's another thing about my goals is I need them to be worthy. If I'm going to put my energy into them, and that's fine, I just need to make sure it's a worthy goal. Because it's just the way I'm set up. The way I'm set up, I just need a worthy goal. I don't need a worthy goal, but you know what I'm talking about. Well, you should know what I'm saying, but if you don't know what I'm saying, I guess it's not for you to know what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm just rambling. Ooh. But yeah, I think the thing is to change people's hearts and minds. I think that's what it is. Violence is not the answer, honestly. I don't want to be a hippie, you know what I mean? I call myself a military hippie. So if you didn't know, I was in the military. I do believe that you need to do what you got to do when you need to do it. I do believe in that. But I do believe in what the hippies taught as well. So right now, I'm the kind of guy is I lead with kindness. I lead with kindness, understanding, grace, yada yada yada. I lead with love and light. How about that? I'm spiritual guy. I live that way. I lead that way. I lead with love and light. But I do have teeth when I need to have teeth. You know, one of the things that stick out in my mind is they ask, "Does that dog bite?" And somebody say, "He got teeth, don't he?" And that hits hard. When I heard that hit hard. Like, I'm a good dog. I'm like the sheepdog on the farm. I'm like the sheepdog, the guardian dog. You know what I mean? Like those big dogs or whatever, just they not gonna bother you. They don't bark or anything. you may not even notice they're there. You know, because they ain't gonna make noise. But they about it if it needs to be about that life. Protect the livestock from the coyotes or wolves or whatnot. That's what kind of energy I'm kind of in. Like, I'm cool. We all cool. I wouldn't fuck with me though. I wouldn't do it. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't do it. And I'm tell you that. I'm tell you this. I'm tell you why. I think it was T.I. who said, I don't know what you gonna do for your respect, but I'd die for mine. And I don't know if anybody really heard that lyric, really understood what he was talking about. You know, that's the fuck around and find out part. Like, hey man, we cool, but you don't want to try me. One of the things I saw on Instagram as well, just to hit it from a different angle, is what was I about to say? Oh, I didn't get my egg up. What was I about to say? Oh, I don't know if you do straight while I die for mine. I forgot what I was about to say. I was going to say the same thing, but in a different way. So it's just whatever your boundary is, you know. You tell people what your boundaries are and what you're not going to tolerate and all that type of stuff, and you stand strong on that. You stand 10 toes down, as they say. So one thing about leading with light and love is one of the, well, there's a lot of good things about it, but one of the things that can go from light to love to darkness is I did my part. You know what I mean? I did my part. I was nice. I was kind. I was graceful. Hey man, I didn't bring the smoke, as they say. I didn't bring it. I didn't bring the smoke. That smoke was all yours. You know, it's like that image on IG about the person trying to steal the other person's power, and they like choke them or whatever, and they start like flaming up or whatever because that's how powerful they are. And the other person was trying to take their hand away because they were getting burnt, and the other person like, no, you wanted this power, now you got it. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. It's like, hey, I didn't bring the smoke, but you want to take it there, we're going to take it there. It's like, you know, not writing a check that your ass can't cash. What they used to say when I was growing up. But, you know, you say it all these different ways. It don't really matter. It's like Eddie Griffin said on one of his comedy shows. There's been different prophets telling you, you know, how to treat people and everything like that. Talking about Buddha, they was talking about Mohammed, they was talking about Jesus. You know, there have been different messengers, but did you get the message? And that hit hard. There's been different messengers, but did you get the message? And that's going to be a no for a lot of folks. Why? Because they don't treat people like that. You know, people give lip service to a lot of shit, but they don't treat folk right. And I'm going to say, if you're going to walk the walk, you talk the talk. Huh? Flip that and reverse it. If you're going to talk the talk, you need to walk the walk. And I think that's where a lot of my frustrations come from anyway. People are not aligned, right? That's what it comes back to. I'm always gonna come back to it because it's true. It's alignment. Whatever you believe, whatever you think is, the North Star, whatever you believe in. I'm not saying what you should believe in. I'm saying whatever you believe in, you need to believe in that shit. You need to be heart, mind, soul, brain into that, right? You need to be, because if you're not, you're wasting time, you're wasting energy, and you're a hypocrite, honestly. So I say don't do that. So whatever you believe, actually believe it. And that's how you achieve alignment. That's how you achieve it. Because if you half in and half out, it ain't gonna work out. And this is not the hokey pokey. We're not gonna put our left foot in and take our left foot out. You fucking stand on business. You 10 toes fucking down. If not, you a fucking clown. And you need to sit down and take some notes. Get out your notepad and fucking take notes. Class is in fucking session. Alright, so got that in, melting, and about to eat here shortly. Yes. Take a peek off that. Well, thank you all for allowing me to be me and listening to my rants. Thank you, though. I appreciate that.